Okay, now can you hear me?
Now we can hear
There it is.
Now I can hear you. Yeah, a little green button way down there in the bottom. You couldn't see it.
Yeah, you got it.
Where's Tabby?
She's around. I got her in the kitchen, barefooted and pregnant, and cooking me a pie.
Whatever.
She's around here somewhere. You want me to get her?
Yes.
When you're ready.
Hey, Witchy, bring me a beer.
What's going on, man?
It's going. Christmas has been so hectic, man. It's just we're running around, and I called the Christmas exchange. I had to call Justin and said, look, I'm going to be a little bit late. I was telling you about that earlier. I said, he's the man, it's no big deal. I haven't even started yours yet. I was like, okay, then I'm not sweating it. No big deal. I finally got that thing in the mail a couple days ago. It's just, Christmas, you got grandkids and kids. It just going all the time.
Yep.
Now, have you been working?
You
have you been working this whole time?
No, sir. I got actually November. We had a big job. I got home around in November, I think, and then I actually had to forego my vacation. I had planned on going hunting in October, and which is squirrel season for us. And I told my boss, I said, look, I got vacation coming up, so they asked me to cancel my vacation, so I had to take it all in December. So I've been off the whole month in December.
Oh.
And I've actually kind of enjoyed it a little bit. Hey, Witchy. Here's Witchy.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Tabitha.
Look at you.
She wore a witch's hat.
Oh, my gosh.
The first time I heard him call you a witch, I about come unglued. I'm like, dude.
Well, my mom's favorite show was Bewitched, so that's why she named me Tabitha. So that's why he calls me Witch.
There you go.
Every man in the free world was in love with Elizabeth Montgomery.
Yeah.
Some of us are still.
Yeah. True.
Where's Ryan Garrett? I thought Ryan Garrett was going to be
He's
there.
coming. He had to go buy himself some shoe pouches.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
The ones that he likes, they can't get in California anymore. They're outlawed.
Really?
Yeah. But he'll be here. He'll be here
I'll tell
directly.
you what. I'm going to turn off your AC. I can't hear.
It's just. I think it's just fan. Sorry, guys. Our volume on this thing is just crappy. It's a crappy PC.
Okay.
I use it for work and logging it in and out of helicopters and wherever I go. This thing has been beat all the crap and back, and it's still working though.
It looks pretty good.
I still look good.
It's doing the job.
Well, that's questionable. I think you need to work on it. Yeah.
I was laughing at Tabby because Miss Vicky said, "What does Tab see in you?" And I said something about a big wallet. I got a big fat wallet.
He makes me laugh. He keeps me on my toes. 15 years and
Good
he's still
job.
surprised.
Look at there.
Hey, there's RG. hey, Brian, I wanted to show you something. Look what Tabby got me.
Oh no.
Can you see it?
Oh, yes. That's nice. What is it?
It's a pellet rifle with a $200 scope on it.
Oh,
You can actually, you can actually see the eyelashes on the squirrel when he blinks.
It's got a scope on it, a red light, and it does the infrared thing.
Laser, everything.
Pretty nice.
A squirrel's head actually looks this big in that thing.
So is it still squirrel season, or is that done now?
Not for us. I think ours starts in October, and I think it ends in at the end of October. We have a month. No, it might be in May. It might still be. I don't know. I just haven't been hunting. Like I said, I kind of planned my vacation for October the 1st, because anything after that weekend, they're not going to be there anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, a buddy of mine sent me a picture where he bagged like 16 of them holding up. I was like, man, I'm not your friend. I even unfriended him on Facebook. I'm not your friend no more. Don't want to talk to you.
I shot 2 turkeys right in the face, man. I shot 2 turkeys, and then they just took off like I threw a rock at them. Unbelievable.
Oh no.
Ryan, I've always wanted to go hunting up in Georgia. We did a big job in Georgia, and we seen some wild turkeys. And man, if them things weren't 4 foot tall, I mean, that was the biggest turkeys I've ever seen in Georgia. It was awesome. I was like, man, let me out here.
Yeah. You have to hit those things with a bat to kill
So when you shot those things, did they turn around and laugh at you before they flew
I
off?
sure as hell felt like it. What are you drinking, Bull?
Sir?
What are you drinking?
So what you're being though is St. Arnold's cerveza.
Oh,
That's Spanish for St. Arnold's.
I got some PBR.
It's an IPA. It's an IPA.
I started drinking this IPA, and it's kind of like a grapefruit taste, and it's actually pretty good. And now when I drink regular beer, I can't stand it.
Really?
Yeah.
It tastes like battery acid or something.
Well, I guess officially we should have you guys introduce yourselves. I'm kind of off camera there. Introduce yourselves and tell everybody who you are and where you're from and whatever the heck you want to say, I guess.
Hi, I'm Bull, and I'm an alcoholic. I'm joking. I'm not an alcoholic. This is my wife. This is my wife, the witch, Tabby.
I'm Tabitha.
And it is okay for everybody to call her witchy. I mean,
Yes.
I've done it for 16 years now.
Yes.
We've been well, we've only actually been married for a couple of years. We actually went to Las Vegas a couple of years ago,
Mhm.
and she got married in flip-flops.
I forgot my shoes were in my bag, and it was just
And we
hectic.
got married by Elvis, which was really cool to me.
That's
It
all.
was, but he told us that if he sang, what was it?
Mm.
Viva Las
Yeah.
Vegas one more time,
Yeah.
he was going to shoot himself in the head.
He said, if I have to sing Viva Las Vegas one more time, I'm going to throw up and shoot myself in the head.
Uh-huh.
But we actually met. I was working at the time. I was working at National Oil Well Varco. I was in engineering. There was a little store. I had a little midget friend, and she actually started liking my little midget
I
friend.
did not. He just makes things up. Just letting you guys know right now. Like, he's gonna put all these twists in these stories, and it's
Miss
not
Vicky,
even
the guy was like this tall,
He really is short, but
and she's like, I want one.
I did not.
But it's kind of like the Danny and them story. I mean, she actually married her customer. She was working at a little convenience store. She had just moved
I
to
was a
Texas,
cook.
and she was a cook. And I seen this long blonde hair, and she was flipping burgers. What else could a man ask for? You know.
I wasn't expecting it. Wasn't looking for it at all.
And,
But let me tell you this, I prayed for him.
yeah.
This is my second marriage, and I prayed over a lot of
We
years, and
both
he
went
finally
through-
put a good man
It's
in my
hard to
life.
tell all the good things. I think sometimes if you don't tell the bad stuff. Me and her both had went through some really crappy divorces.
Mhm.
I think her ex-husband had a thing for her sister. My ex-wife had a thing for her best friend. So
Both my
sometimes it just
sisters.
don't work out, you know.
Oh my gosh.
But I think God has a plan, and we ended up dating for a long time, and
Yeah,
I had a house and a pool table and a hot tub and neon signs. I had a bashment
a
fan.
tattoo studio
I
in
had
his house.
Yeah, a tattoo studio, and that's all gone.
Oh yeah, that
I've
was
lost it all.
A year down the road, all that crap was gone.
I was living a life. Now look at me.
Well, he got all that stuff to land a good one, and you did. So
Yeah.
all that crap had to go.
we actually moved from there. We got rid of that house. We actually we bought my dad's house. Where we're living at now is I was actually born and raised on this property,
Mhm.
and my dad was ready to get out because of the area's getting kind of bad. We got meth monkeys talking to themselves all the time that walk up and down the road. So I said I was going to buy. That's how you win wars, right there, Miss Vicky. You don't have to send our boys over. Just round up all the meth monkeys. Tell them, say, hey, them guys over there got the meth, and you'll scare them people out of the country. You'll scare them to death.
Seriously, before you know it, the
Did
whole
you-
thing will be wiped out.
Did you see what the U.S. sent over here? Run! But, and I've got the answer to the drug problem. A lot of people don't want to hear it, but I got the answer. Not less drugs, more drugs. You give the right amount of people the right amount of drugs, you don't have no more drug problem.
Yeah, yeah. They kind of take care of themselves.
They do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's been a pretty wild ride.
So what do you do for a living, Bull? Tell everybody what you do.
I'm a crane technician / oil field guy. I started off in the crane business. My dad got me a job so I could finish school, and then I realized I could make all this money, and then I discovered drinking and women and gambling, and that went to crap. So, I never finished college, but I did. I learned enough to get me in the door. Started off in the oil field business 10 years later. as a welder. Worked my way up into engineering. Then at the end there, I kind of combined the two because I always wanted, which I did a lot of traveling beforehand, but I didn't get to go to other countries and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to combine the two. That got me offshore, got to fly around in helicopters and ride boats to work. And not a lot of people say they can do that.
Yeah.
And then I got to travel. I've been to other countries. We've been to the Bahamas. I've been to Mexico.
We've been to New York. We've been all over.
I got to tell you the story, Miss Vicki. She won a trip. She won a trip to New York to meet Kevin Bacon. I've got the picture. And then I came back and told everybody she grabbed his crotch. Bacon lover. Every time she gets a hamburger now, I kind of look at her like, you want bacon on that?
No.
But it's actually, I think I got it on my Instagram. She's actually, or my Facebook. I hate Facebook. But I got the picture of her and Kevin Bacon. So we got to meet.
Yeah.
Kevin. I got to travel. I wanted to travel, Eric. So I got to do a lot of things I wanted to do. But here in the last couple of years, I kind of got tired of the offshore stuff. I think Tabby was kind of tired of me not being home enough. And like I said, it kind of ruined my first marriage. And I told my boss, look, when she says come home, I'm coming home. So now I'm home, and now he's letting me be home for a whole month. I'm ready to go back to work.
Are you ready to leave, Tab?
No,
What? She said, "Do you work?" Oh, she works.
That was great.
She's kind of in the caregiving field. I'm not trying to, but she recently we had to go get grandma. Grandma was in California, which kind of made things a little bit more hectic for Christmas. So she had to go all the way to California and pick up grandma and bring it back. She wasn't happy where she was at. So now she's kind of at home and taking care of grandma, and I'm okay with that.
I've done a lot of different things though. Honestly, I've been in like food handling forever, not fast food. I don't do fast food. Put your hands down, babe.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
I think the best thing that I ever did was disaster relief. That put me in a lot of places. And I got to see a lot of really cool things. I've been down to Key West. When New Orleans got wiped out, we were the first ones on scene. And I mean, the devastation, but I got to travel to a lot of different places doing hurricane cleanup and fire cleanup.
Being on the border of Louisiana and Texas, we kind of love that Louisiana area anyway. You know, one of the Zoom calls you had, they was talking about being from Natchitoches. If you actually understood how they spell that, it doesn't sound like the way they pronounce it. But when I watched that Zoom, we was actually just had left that area. I was like, oh, that's cool.
That was Kenny Meadows' wife, right?
Yeah,
Danny Meadows, Dawn.
Yeah, we have a Kenny Meadows and a Danny Meadows. Yeah, Dawn
There's
Meadows.
Dawn Meadows. I think and she was saying that's where, Steel Magnolias was filmed, right in that area. I think that was Dawn Meadows. Yeah.
I really like the Zoom thing, Eric. I think that was a really neat idea. It is, it's helping everybody put their faces together with other people, and it's really surprising to me is how much people really do have in common with other people.
Very relatable when you see it like this.
Yep.
And it's kind of evolved. It's kind of different than what I originally envisioned. I originally envisioned it a way that people could get themselves on camera for their other, for family, and kind of like what I do with my dad to try and get him in front of the camera so that, they can always go back, your kids, grandkids, whatever, can always go back and kind of see what you were like. So, I did it kind of like that was the reason, but it's kind of evolved into this community of everybody really, what the hell?
Wait a minute.
I don't know what you're doing now.
Hold on.
Okay. Anyway, it's kind of evolved into.
Is she taking a selfie?
No, I'm taking a picture of the screen.
I'm playing. I'm playing a game right now. Every time Ryan drinks, I drink.
Oh Lord.
Uh-oh.
I can't wait to come down to Texas. Man.
Oh, it's wonderful. Let me tell you, I am, and don't tell nobody this, I'm from California.
Yeah, she's originally from California.
And I moved here 20 years ago, and there is no other place I'd rather be. I've been all over the United States. This is the place to be. I love Texas. Love it.
Yeah.
So tell us about you know, how the heck did you run across us? Where did that happen? How did that happen? Do you remember?
Yeah, I actually, I tried to find the first video that you guys had done because I started following y'all several. It was actually Miss Vicky was going back and forth for her mom, so it was before her mom had passed.
Yeah.
I think Tabby's dad at the same time. Tabby's dad was kind of getting sick in that area too. But anyway, short story. We had moved to New Iberia, moved to Louisiana to be closer to the heliport when I had to fly out.
Yeah.
And there was a little shed area right there, and I told Tabby, I said, look, if I'm gonna be home for 2 weeks, I need a hobby or something. So I started making her little places for her spoons. She collects spoons.
Yeah.
And I kind of got into that. Long story short, we lost her dad. And so as a memory thing from her father-in-law, I wanted to make her she wanted a porch swing, and he really loved Indian stuff, wolf stuff, and stuff like that. So I cut it out with a jigsaw, and I said, you know, it'd be pretty cool if I could have carved that. So I kind of started wanting a CNC machine. Never thought about doing it with a router or anything like that. So I got online and was looking at some stuff and actually kind of found some videos. I said, man, this is cool. They're doing that. Well, jump over to my daughter fixing to move out. I had designed her a rocking chair, which is the same one I wanted to kind of give Dave.
Yeah.
But she likes white roses, so we painted a big white roses on it. I do sign language too, so if I start using my hands, I'm sorry. But we painted a big white rose on it, and I said, man, that would be cool if I could have carved that out. So I brought home a steel burr bit. I was like, well, this ain't gonna work. Can't do it with steel burr bit. So I started doing some more research and ran across you as well, and started following at that time, and just kind of got hooked. It's addictive. It's very, very addictive to get into, and it's fun.
It really is.
The sign thing, she kind of got into the MDF and the cry cut stuff as well. And
It's called a cricket.
It's spelled cry cut though. You can call it what you want to, but it's spelled cry cut. But I had a lady call me about a sign a couple days ago, and
A couple weeks ago
before Christmas, and I was like, well, look, if you want a wood carved sign, she was referred to me from a friend of mine offshore. I said, if you want a wood carved sign, this thing, and I gave her the price, and she's like, yeah, I can't really afford that. How much for a smaller sign? I said, well, look, if you want a bigger sign, my wife can do it with her pie cut, and she's got, on MDF, and it's going to be inside. So we did this. She did this big, beautiful sign.
My very first sign.
And then all of a sudden.
Is that the one you were telling me about? Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, I've got an update on that story as well. But she got in contact with me before my birthday, which was the 19th of this month.
Happy birthday late. Mine was yesterday.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, you guys told me, you know that.
But she called and asked me if that was something that I was interested in doing, and I thought, I've been wanting to do a bigger project with resin and utilizing my Cricut and see what I could do, you know what I mean? And so I accepted the job, and I started working on it. The woman was very, very nice. So
very godly, very nice woman.
And so nice.
And then she just quit talking to us.
She stayed in contact with me the entire time, right up until about 3 or 4 days before Christmas. She quit getting a hold of me, and I thought, man, that's weird. Something must be wrong. And that morning I went to my husband. I said, something's wrong. I know something's wrong. And his buddy ended up calling him on Christmas, I want to say, and said, hey man, I seen that you posted the sign is finished. I wanted to let you know that she passed away. So what it was is she hired me to do a sign for her son that had a really beautiful poem on it and his name carved into it with a real pretty thing across the top, you know what I mean, with swirls and stuff. And so, that's what it was. And then she passed away 3 days before Christmas.
Oh God.
So we were due
Ryan had to go get one too.
We were due to deliver at Christmas, and because of what happened, that kind of got put on hold, and I've been going crazy trying to get a hold of this guy. And finally he called me back, and he got my emails, and he was like, yeah, I'm
So we're
really interested in meeting you and hearing the story of how you met my mom and how well you knew her. And
Wow.
I tell you, you know, I did not know her very long, but I spoke with her so much over the phone. I really feel like I lost a friend, and I know that's selfish. It's not my loss. You know what I mean? I still feel a little robbed though. You know what I mean? Because she was just such a joy to talk to and just text back and forth with. She was a wonderful woman. God works in weird ways, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you did assign to the son though, right?
Yes, actually, I am waiting on him to get back from Houma, Louisiana, where his mother lived and passed.
I
And
think we're
once
supposed to
she's
meet up
done,
with him and actually deliver it, or have
we're gonna
dinner
meet
or
up with
something.
him, and he wants to hear the story and talk to me a little bit, because I was one of the last people to speak with her as well.
Wow.
So yeah, I spoke with her at like 8:09 that night, and she passed away the next morning
What are you
in
doing?
the early hours.
The router was going really fast.
And he don't know what to do with his hands.
Put your hands down, Ricky Bobby.
For real. Put your hands down, Ricky Bobby.
I love it.
Oh,
That's Talladega Night.
Okay.
Yeah, you got
I
it.
will quote every time I try to be stupid. I will quote some movies. We've seen there's
you
her grandma.
try to be stupid?
Yeah, I have to. Bull in his brain. You'd be surprised. I'm a walking thesaurus of just useless information.
He is actually pretty smart, very intelligent, very, very artistic. Some of the best work that I've ever seen.
You know, Eric,
ever.
it's amazing to me. I really do believe that people. I do believe that whenever you're born, God gives you some kind of talent.
Mhm.
For Ryan, I mean, look at Ryan and his guns. Look at Gwenny and her music. You know, everybody's born with something. For me, it was just drawing and artistic ability. And I find things that I like to do, and I go full head. I don't
Dive right into it, and
I really
nothing
do have
else
the best
matters.
wife in the world. I mean, Tabby backs me up on anything I want to do. She backs me up, and I mean, she's a godsend. You know, she gives me all the credit and the ability to and the want to do it. You know, if I find something I want to do, she just go for it, and that helps out a lot too.
Yeah. Your situation is a little bit different than most people. You make good money at your regular job. There's a lot of people that kind of get into this because they need a side hustle, because they need extra money. Maybe the spouse is staying home or whatever they want. You know, maybe they want to, like Frank Jenkins, he says he wants to just make enough money to go camping when he wants. But it's a fine line, because sometimes he's so busy, he's making some money, but he ain't got time to go camping. So,
Yeah,
but
you know,
yeah,
I told me and Frank was actually talking about that the other day, and I still got to meet that guy and have a lunch with him one day. And it takes practice. You know, I just joined the Minions group, the Facebook Minions group, and it's amazing to me how people's like, oh, I wish I could be that good. Keep going. You'll get there.
Yeah.
You'll definitely get there.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I first started, I couldn't cut a straight line, and I had a big burn pile.
yeah.
And no matter how practiced you are, you're still going to make mistakes. You are still going to learn always.
And I can see them. I think it's so funny too that people, when they start getting, I hate sanding. I really do. But everybody else, they love sanding. But I had found out that the little and Miss Vicky kind of turned me on to this one, the little disc, the carving disc. I've got some plans for that thing now. When we got grandkids, I'm fixed to make. I want to make him a rocking horse.
Yeah.
But that grinding disc, that carving disc, that's awesome.
Is that
Well,
on,
the carving disc.
on the die grinder or on the angle grinder?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, I wouldn't rake it across my knuckles like Miss Vicky did.
Yeah, that we talked about that last
Just
night.
once. Just once.
That was enough.
Yeah, but he did take a chunk out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can move it. I can move it now, though. I don't know if you can tell, but I can get about a 40-degree bend in it now. So
All right.
there's for a long time, I looked like that blind, deaf, dumb kid the Who sings about. All I could do like a pinball flipper. That's all I could do.
Got me for Christmas. I got the disc sander and my orbital sander, and then for my birthday, I got a compressor.
So
You know, Eric, you have to admit though that is a neat thing when you have a wife that you can buy tools for.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
freaking awesome.
best. It is the best.
That's what I asked him. I said,
Most women
ever
Oh,
seen.
I need to
No
follow
purses?
Yeah.
No purses, no jewelry, none of that stuff. I go to the tool aisle and I'm set, man. It's great.
I bought her a big, she wanted a Dremel, so I bought her a big, it had the little cable on it and all that stuff. It had like 80 different parts in it. Now she started crying.
Yeah.
I wanted one. I had been waiting for one, and this one was like the top of the line, and I kind of got a little teary. Okay, I'm gonna admit it.
Joke I ever told her, I said, you know how to tell the difference between a California orange and a Texas orange? She said, no, how? I said, you suck on it. If it sucks back, it's from California. I'll take a whole bag. I want a whole bag of California oranges.
And ever since then, I've been ashamed that I ever admitted I was from California. Go ahead, ask. What is wrong with him?
You know,
I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. My mom had me tested.
Yeah, but it's come on since then.
It has.
And it keeps getting worse.
I happen.
We had to, being on the offshore thing, we had to do a lot of the underwater survival. They put you in a helicopter simulator, and then they drop you 30 feet, and then they flip it and all this other stuff.
Underwater. Underwater, they're doing this stuff.
And for the first 10 years, I think we had to do it every 2 years or something like that. The first few times I didn't, but as I got older, I realized I couldn't hold my breath as much as I could. And this last time I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm done. And they will go out of the way to make sure that you can pass. But and then we was on a helicopter one time that was going down. That was a scary situation. I was on a rig one time that was really fixing to blow up. It was a Garden Banks 189. I know we're not supposed to talk about it, but Garden Banks 189, it sprung a leak that night, and I mean, the whole platform filled up with gas. And whenever we went to muster, I thought it was fog. And there was an old man out there. His name was Grizzly. He said, after it was over with, because the first thing you think of something like that is your kids. You know, I'm thinking about, you know, my daughter and my son. They're going to be upset about this if I become shark food. But after it was over with, and you could actually see the cloud once the wind kind of picked up that morning, started carrying the cloud of gas away from the platform.
Wow.
And I never even told Tabby about it. Eventually I told her about it because she would be on the phone with me sometimes, and they'd have an alarm or something would go off, especially working on the shelf. Shelf in the deep water thing is kind of different. But
he'd have to hang up. He's like sitting there talking like normal, and all of a sudden alarms go off.
Help me, Tom Cruise!
Click. No goodbye. No, I'll call you back.
Help me, Jesus!
Click. I'm like,
but
what do I do? Who do I call? You know?
But yeah,
it's terrifying.
It's a neat game. You know, it's a game to me. It's a fun job, and I kind of got tired of doing it and wanted to be home a little bit more. You know.
Yeah.
Say meeting Kevin Bacon was quite the opposite for all that. He was so down to earth, really, really nice. Just had no problem standing there and talking to me like you guys, you know what I mean? Like he's a superstar.
It was like meeting you guys as superstars. I mean, it was just awesome.
It was, you know what I mean? Like he's just talking to you like you're just a normal person, and then he calls his friend over to take our picture, and
then she grabs the scotch.
He takes our picture, and he's like, okay, see there, now you got your picture taken, not just with Kevin Bacon, but he's a world famous photographer.
Oh,
so I was like, hey.
Any future projects as far as signs go? You have something in the works or something in your mind that you're going to make?
I've got a few things, Eric. To be honest with you, I really wanted to get into this because of my porch swings and my rocking chairs and stuff like that. So I kind of want to start using the carving technique instead of just signs, kind of using that carving ideas on the back of rocking chairs, the back of, you know, there are niches out there people could jump onto. Talk to your local funeral home. When I joined the lodge several years ago, one of the charges they told us is we have to bury our dead. Yeah. And if you talk to people, especially for signs and stuff, when you go to a wake or something like that, they have the name there. You could do little signs like that, you know, that people get to take home with them, and just, you know, name plates and stuff.
What is that?
That's
That's
R2.
That's his
Oh, there it is.
mascot.
I got a Shapoco XXL
Yeah.
R222.
Oh, cool.
I'm gonna give it some character.
How big a
But yeah,
table? How big a table is it?
You can cut it's the footprint on that thing. I think it's like 4x4, 4 foot
Wow.
by 4 foot. It's pretty big.
Yeah.
We actually had to buy a little building just for that.
Yeah.
So I've got a building set up just for that. But like I said, that CNC, it's kind of funny too, because me and Frank, I hear Frank say, you know, you're cheating if you got a CNC, and I've had people tell me if you're not carving it by hand, you know,
Right.
if you're using a router, you're cheating. You know,
Oh, yeah.
if you're building
If you ain't
anything,
using your teeth,
yeah, if you
like
ain't
a
built-
freaking
if you're not a
woodchuck.
beaver and you're not using your teeth and fingernails, then you're cheating.
You're
I'm
cheating.
sorry,
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
but you know, I just.
Use what works.
But
That's
there
the
is,
way I
I
look
really
at it.
do think there is a separation, and that's like the minion thing. You know, that is for hand carved only. You know, routed carved signs. So
Yeah.
I try to watch what I put on there because I don't want to go outside of that genre of art. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
The hand carved stuff is, to me, is more fun. I've had more fun doing it by hand. The CNC thing I got just for making
Quick cuts.
quick cuts, parts, mass production
Yeah.
of the parts I'm gonna need. But the hand core stuff is really that sells, to me, it sells faster than something you put on the CNC.
Yeah.
Because then
Well, this has been fun. Anything else we want to yak about?
I was kind of hoping that Dave might stick his head in through the corner and
You
yell
know,
in this Dicky's
I
ear.
told him. Hang on just a second. Let me go.
You know
grab
what's funny, Bull?
I want to see him.
Is even in California, you tell anybody that you eat squirrel, and people look at you like you're fishing rats out of a San Francisco sewer.
Dead serious.
I-
Dead serious.
Ryan, I trap and eat coon. I'll eat raccoons. I gotta say raccoon, but I'll eat raccoons when they come up to the house.
Raccoon.
I've heard raccoons pretty good. I haven't had a chance to kill one yet, but I'm looking
it's
forward to
simple.
it. Gwenny wants a hat, so
Hey, Ryan, it's really easy. Just put some tuna fish in a live trap, and they'll walk in there, and you just shoot them.
Dead serious.
Yeah,
They're
you-
everywhere.
You ain't gotta
here.
chase them down.
in California though, the game is so mismanaged. They do a good job with fish, but hunting, they mismanage the game. Oh, here's Grandpa. Hey,
It's because they don't want hunting in California.
that's right.
Hey,
Hey,
where's
Will.
where's
How you doing?
How are you?
where's my cap?
Like, I don't wear that. I don't wear that cap for work. I only wear that when I know it's gonna bug you.
I'm so glad you showed up. I wanted to see you.
Can you
How are you
turn the volume
doing?
up a little bit?
Can you not yell so loud?
We're a lot.
Go trade. I'll turn it up.
I hope Eric doesn't edit this part. This is my favorite part of the whole video. This is freaking hilarious.
I lost some hearing during this interview.
Yeah, it's okay.
Well, that's up as high as it'll go.
Okay. Well, I should have put in my hearing aid.
Yeah. Oh.
So how's it
It's-
going, Bull?
It's going good. I can't wait to hear the Miss Cuthbert story, or what
The what?
the joke, the Miss Hubbard joke.
Oh,
The what?
old
Old Lady Herbert.
no, it was
Hubbard.
old mother Yerkin. No, old mother Perkins. Oh, said to her young son Herkin? Yeah. Herkin,
Okay.
stop jerking your gherkin. Your gherkin's for Perkin, not jerking. He told me that when I was a little kid, and I got in trouble for telling it at school.
That is hilarious.
That's just one of the few. I probably should make a video and get them all on the video.
You really should. I would love to just sit down with you for about 3 hours and tell jokes. I will have you busting out laughing too. I promise.
God, so bad.
Miss
So
Vicky,
bad.
Eric's gonna have to edit this like really big time. You know.
Well, if somebody thinks it's really bad, it must be really good.
Yeah. Oh,
All right, boys and girls, we gotta wrap this
oh,
up.
Eric said we
Okay.
gotta wrap it up.
Good to see you, Bull. I'll talk to you again.
You too, Dave.
Take care of yourself.
Okay, bye.
And thank you guys.
I gotta turn
Okay,
this
well, let
down
me see
now.
that. We're just turning the volume down.
Oh,
You've got, Eric, you're going to have to do a lot of editing on this one. You know already. This is going to be a work here.
He's got a week to work on it because this will show next Friday.
This will show a week from tomorrow,
Friday.
so. Yeah,
okay.
it's gonna
And
take me
everybody
all week.
keeps asking, when are you gonna get Bull on one of those Zooms?
Yeah.
I was laughing at Bruce and the other Bruce, and Charlie Wooster said that too. He's like, man, we're going to have to do this in like 6 different parts.
That's right, yeah.
Oh, God.
All right, you guys, well,
We could do this all day long,
yeah,
you know.
we could just
but-
sit here for hours. You know, we adore you guys. We think you guys are the best,
Yeah,
and
Thank you.
just can't wait till somehow we can get together in person.
yeah.
We gotta
We've
figure
been
that out.
planning-
Definitely.
We've been planning it, so
Yeah.
we're
You
trying.
bring your tattoo machine when you come, too. Saying,
You don't need no more tattoos.
Good point.
I've been begging him, you know, you can put the person that's passed away, you can use their ashes to incorporate it into the ink. So when they tattoo you, they're incorporating the ashes into
I
your
have seen that, yeah.
Okay, so I begged him, please do my dad's tattoo. I want a big dream catcher down my leg. Like, I really want this. It's to represent my dad. Wolf in the middle, just a big, huge piece.
I like her legs the way they are.
That was like 10 years ago.
Uh,
I'm still waiting.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't want
any
anything
last-
that big, but I
Any last questions?
No, I think that's it. Everybody, any last questions from you guys?
No, we really did enjoy it, Eric. Sorry about all the editing you're going to have to do. I know it got kind of crazy.
I think
But,
people are expecting a lot more from.
A little crazy out of you, huh?
I actually tried to tone it down just a little bit.
I appreciate that. I appreciate
You really did.
not too many bleeps that we got to do. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I got bruises all on my legs. She done pinched me about 20.
Well, at least you didn't grab your crotch because we would have seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
His
the camera.
voice would have went higher.
Bacon.
Oh, God.
All right, guys.
Y'all have a good day,
Y'all
Eric.
take care.
I
Thank you.
enjoyed it. I hope everybody else enjoys it too.
Yep.
Oh, they will. We'll talk to you guys soon. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Right on.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.